to our Grow Stack Drive weekday noon live. My guest today really doesn't need any introduction. It is Uncle G, the man himself, Grant Cardone. Listen, I want to welcome you guys. Thank you again for joining us. Grant, how you doing, my friend?
Ken, I'm doing good, buddy. Always good to be with you, man.
And excited for you to be here. Listen, I just want to jump right in, man. I'm super excited about you being here today. Obviously, man, we've been connected for about 6-7 months. Dude, my business has grown 800%. It literally, I remember telling you on December the 9th when I came for the mentorship roundtable, I looked at you, you were sitting in the director's chair, and I kind of shared my story. And I said, listen, when I came to boot camp in October, it was like the businessman on the inside of me got born again. It literally has taken off. And listen, I just wanted to for those of in our audience who may not know you, take just a second and introduce yourself and tell everybody kind of what you're doing and what you got going on.
Yeah. So, I've written 8 books, 21 best-selling business programs. Most people don't know, like they know me for the books, but the 10X rule is kind of the groundbreaker that went internationally. It just became a big buzz. And that book, actually, my wife was listening to it this morning. I walked into the great room and she's listening to it on Audible, I think. She didn't even buy it for me. And I said, what are you doing? She's like, oh my God, like this book sounds like it was written for 2020.
Come on.
And because I was writing that out of, I'm talking about, like in one section, I'm talking about something's going to happen and you didn't even plan on it. You had no clue it could happen, it would happen. It's going to cause the greatest unemployment in our lifetime. And I'm like, dude, I was saying that in 2012. So, and how to plan on it, more importantly, how to expand your business so that it doesn't get destroyed when there's contractions. That's what the 10X rule is. And a lot of people don't really understand the concept of the 10X rule, but so anyway, I got known for that, but before that, I was working, Ken, as you know, with a lot of Fortune 500 companies. I mean, big companies, big contracts. That's kind of how I got known. And in the meantime, while I was building that consulting business, I was also buying real estate as a side hustle.
As a side, I wouldn't call 1.8 or 1.9 billion dollars a side hustle, my friend. I'd call that more than a side hustle. I know that's your passion.
It just goes to show you, like if you repeat something enough times. I started with $3,500 in real estate. Right. By the way, it was the entire $3,500 I had.
So let me ask you a question. You started with $3,500, and it gets to some of the questions I wanted to ask you today. So we're coming out of the whole COVID-19 pandemic. You and I have talked about this before in the last couple of months already. What do you think keeps people from? So $3,500 may not seem like a lot of money, but for you, it was massive action at the time.
It was all the money. It was all the money I had.
What keeps people from massive action or going all in, G? What keeps people from taking that step like you took?
What keeps us from it is our education. We've been told to diversify, take baby steps, slow down. To go spend 17 years in school, or 16 years, it took me 17, spend 12 years going to learn how to count. I mean, it's ridiculous, dude.
Right.
Like why does anybody need to spend 12 years of your life to learn how history?
Right.
I mean, you could learn all the history that you're taught in high school could have been taught in 3 months.
I mean, unless you're going to be
all the English grammar a human being needs could be taught in a summer class.
Right. I mean, unless you're going to be a doctor or a physician or something like that, where you've got to have
different. That's different.
Right.
You're not talking to any doctors here. So by the way, I got doctors that wish they were me.
Come on. Well, you've got doctors. Literally, you still teach now on how to grow their practice and sales principles and those types of things.
We did a deal last year with a group that does, I think their gross income was $400 million last year. They hired me because they want to figure out how to go to $1 billion. So we actually did a partnership with them at Cardone Ventures, and I'm going to get a piece of that $600 million. So look, the reason people don't go all in is because they're miseducated, period, in the story. It's not because you're lazy. It's not because you're scared. It's not because you're not qualified. We literally were educated, miseducated. Elon Musk, there's something happened to Elon that like, okay, I'm not doing this. And I have nothing to risk. This guy always goes all in. Like if you look at Elon, he always puts it all on the line.
Yeah, it's always massive action.
Jeff Bezos put it all on the line. One thing, not two things. Elon Musk made all his money in one company, not 17 investments.
Right.
Okay. Jeff Bezos, he had one deal. 25 years he's been working one deal.
So 17 years of school, what made you go all in? What flipped the switch for you? Because you did graduate with a college degree. You did go to school. What was the switch that was flipped in you, Grant?
Man, I got sick of looking at myself in the mirror. I tell people, man, you need to become disgusted with yourself. But I had psychologists and counselors around me saying, you need to learn how to love yourself. I'm like, well, I don't. Why don't you? It don't matter. Fuck, because I know I could be doing more. Oh, you have daddy issues. You got mommy issues. No, I got me issues.
Right.
I know I'm looking in the mirror and I know I could be doing more. Everybody knows they could do more.
Hey, talk to me real quick. So you and I have had some time. We've had some one-on-one moments to kind of talk, and I've seen a peek behind the curtain of really who you are and what I believe your passion is. And I've seen it not just in our one-on-one conversations. I've seen it in our mentorship. I've seen it in group sessions with you. And one thing today, I wanted people to get a good feel. I thought C-Rock did a great job last week. I had Tim Story on my virtual summit last week. I thought Tim did a phenomenal interview with you and Elena last week. But the one thing that I truly love about you and maybe really want to get connected with you, yes, it was massive action. Yes, it was 10X principle, but it really was your heart to help business leaders, business owners, and entrepreneurs jump into massive action, jump into 10X principles. Talk to me about what it means to you to see people that grab hold of 10X principles and grab hold of that 10X lifestyle and exceed. What does that mean to you?
That other people do?
Yeah, when you see somebody grab hold of what you teach and you see them begin to get success.
Yeah, because that's hope that those people will extend my legacy. And that I can last long. It's like my kids. Right. My kids, I look at my kids, I'm like, oh, wow, maybe I can extend my life 50 years. Having kids is pretty selfish. It's a pretty selfish thing. I was thinking about this the other night. Some guy named his son after himself. Right. I'm like, that's pretty selfish. Yeah.
Another moment for you, and I'd love to hear you kind of talk about this, was when your daughter got up at GrowthCon this year in Vegas.
Oh, dude, just like, oh my God, it killed me because I'm like, oh my God, who's she gonna be?
Right.
And with that is the palpitation of being a parent, because maybe it doesn't turn out good. I don't know. And also maybe the pressure of me wanting her to be somebody is going to be a lot. Could be. But who knows, man? Maybe she does become the extension of who I am. Maybe she has no interest in it. I don't know. But I know watching her on stage, like, oh man, that's a product. That's an extension of me. Ken, you're an extension of me, right? Because you're promoting the 10X brand, the Grant Cardone license. You're out coaching companies, helping them grow their sales. You, because of your example, growing your business this year is, oh, I left something behind. I left a little trail that wasn't damaging.
Right.
And the first, 25 years of my life, man, I left a lot of wreckage.
That's good.
And now, like yesterday, I don't know if you saw that video of me driving through the flooded streets in Miami.
I did. Yeah.
I'm so immature, man.
You're a big kid at heart, like I am.
I mean, I'm just saying, look, I knew when I got in the car, I told Johnny, I said, get the video cam. I'm gonna go through the streets. I know this is wrong. I know I'm going to get shit for it. I got to do it anyway. But so, so I make those little errors, right? And then.
But let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Yeah. Is it an error, or is it a calculated risk or a calculated judgment? I don't know if you've watched the Jordan series called The Last Dance. one of the championships they won, he walked off the floor, and you see the clip of Dan Marley or somebody from the Suns walking by, and Jordan turns around and says something to him. The reporter asked him at the end of the game, "What did he say to you?" And Jordan said they lost. Jordan lost. He said he talked trash to me, and he said it took my game to the next level. Well, in the interview on The Last Dance, 20 years later, they said, "Hey, what exactly did he say to you?" Jordan said, "He didn't say anything. I made it up to get myself motivated." And I see that same thing in you. I see that same. He said, Jordan looked at me, cool as he can be, bro. He said, he didn't say anything. I made it up so I could get an edge.
Yeah.
And that's what I see in you.
Yeah. So, hey, I got to tell you, like, you spot on, because Tim Grover said this to me. He's like, man, you remind me of Jordan and Kobe so much. As soon as you finish something, you do something huge, you're like, okay, what we're doing next?
Right.
He's like, both those guys did the same thing. Now, I don't know. I never knew either one of them. So I have no clue, but I know those guys were never satisfied.
Right.
No matter what they did, they weren't satisfied. And I grew up in an environment where not being satisfied was a problem.
Right.
Okay. Like me running through the streets yesterday it's me not being satisfied with experience in life. Like, I'm trying to experience life. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to experience my own life and my own possibility. And some of that is like, okay, I'm going to get in trouble for this. And some of it is, this is going to work. And I think that people don't understand that, when you look at a Trump or Elon or these guys that are like controversial, Steve Jobs, they're noisy people, man.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Oprah doesn't offend anyone.
Right.
She appeals to almost everyone. All right. Well, that's her way of doing it. And maybe that's calculated on her part. I don't know Oprah, so I don't know how she does it. I don't know these other people. I'm just trying to figure out, how do I do it? And I know doing less has never helped. Being average is a failing formula.
Mm-hmm.
While some of my over the top cowboy activity has gotten me in trouble, it's also rewarded me in many ways. Financially, but most importantly, in my sense of freedom. I was listening to Kevin Hart on Joe Rogan talk about the comedian that he calls the GOAT. What's the guy's name? Your audience will know who it is. But he was saying, God, what's the guy's name? The funny dude that went to Africa. They offered him a deal, gave him all these rules. He said, "Nah, I'm going to Africa."
Right.
Passed him the money. What's his name? What's the comedian's name? Hang on.
now he's stuck. But anyway,
no. I got to tell you this. This is important. Kevin Hart calls the GOAT. Dave Chappelle. He said,
"Oh yeah."
He says Dave Chappelle. The reason Dave Chappelle is so funny is because he's free. He does not care what people think about him. He is free. He might care, by the way, what people think about him, but he is not tied by sponsorship. The other day I said something in one of the shows and Jerry's like, "Well, there's our corporate clients." I said, "Fuck them, dude. Like, if they can't take that." Now, I don't recommend that for everybody else. Right. You need to get someplace before you do that stuff, because it's going to cost you.
Right.
And maybe you don't. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I have somehow figured out how to say what I want to say, get penalized a little bit from it, make an adjustment, and then score enough on the other side to continue to kind of say what I want to say, but help more people than I damage in the process.
Right. I love what you said just a minute ago. My first 25 years, I left wreckage. And now literally, in the way I talk with Richie and Jared and the team about it a lot now, is literally your DNA is just getting spread through people who literally are taking, and I would say the DNA would be massive action. I would say one of the other things I love that you say, we treat average like a terminal disease.
Uh-huh.
So talk to me about just even that concept, Grant, about treating average like a terminal disease.
Because look, every time I've done it, it hurt me, every time I have ever practiced fitting in, whether it was high school, college, the workforce, the sales job I had, when I tried to fit in with Jose, the other salesman, dude, my production went down. You know, the competition thing, I talked about it. If you're not first, you're last. Competition was never good for me. Domination, the idea of dominating. Jordan didn't want to compete with anybody.
No, he did not.
He had zero interest. Like, oh, competition's good. Ask these superstars if they want to compete. They don't want to compete. They want to own the space completely. They want complete domination over the space. And because the competition concept requires me to wait on you to do something. And if you wake up this morning and you're not feeling it, guess what? I don't have to go as fast.
Right.
And yeah. So I'm looking like, and I understand the concept of competition, but I want to be pulled forward. I don't want to just race with you and just that concept of getting good enough grades to get out of college. That's what I did. It was
yeah. So who are the guys out there when we talk about treating average like a terminal disease? I know you talk about Elon a lot. I know you talk about Bezos a lot. Who are the guys out there for you? Because I also hear you talk about, you know, you're the average of the 5 people that you're around, who's speaking into your life, who are you following? Who are the guys for Grant Cardone?
Well, I mean, I mentioned some of them already, right? So I'm not following influencers on Instagram. Like, I'm watching guys get likes, and guy posts a video on Instagram. He's got 400,000 likes in an hour. You know, he's got 5,000 comments. I know those aren't real.
Right.
And even if they're real, I know people that get that never monetize it.
Right.
So, you know, it's not my game. My game is to build a business. So
last question. I know you've got another interview in just.
But hang on, we're good. But just let's stay on this last thing, because like who, you know, what I want to study today is companies. What are the companies doing? Not what does Dave give as the advice of the week. You know, I got people every day clickbaiting me on YouTube to get views on their YouTube channel saying, you know, where Grant Cardone is wrong about real estate. Oh, okay. Well, dude, you own 20 units and I own 7,000. Like, I don't know how I'm wrong on that deal.
Right.
Like who's watching that video? It's crazy. Who's the best salesman in the world? So-and-so scorches Grant Cardone in a video. Okay. Whatever, guys, you need to like look at what the company does, not what the individual says. And this is something I learned years ago, man. You know, quit listening to what people say and look at what they do.
So
look at their financial statement.
Right. That's exactly what I was going to get to. It's not a popularity contest. It's what do I want to do? The
viewer shouldn't, who do I agree with? Dude, you should agree with the fucking income statement.
Right.
You should agree with the money. Okay. If a guy can't pay his bills, it means he's not successful financially. He should not be giving advice. Right. If you can't pay your investors back, if you rip people off, okay, if you don't own a company, but you're giving companies advice, there's a little bit of a problem with it.
So why do you think people go and listen to people who don't have? So one of my guys on my team worked for John Maxwell for years, and his saying over the past 3 or 4 months is there's a lot of people talking, but very few people have something to say. So why do you think people listen to people who don't have a track record of success?
I mean, I think you know, if John was here, I'd be like, John, a lot of people got a lot to say. There's nothing behind what they're saying.
Right.
You know, everybody's got advice today.
So, but why
take COVID. Everybody's got an opinion on it. Nobody knew anything about it fucking 2 months ago.
Right.
Nothing. Now everybody's got an opinion. You got people wearing masks. You got people know how it gets transmitted, where it came from, how long it lasts. It's all made up, dude. All this stuff is made up. Nobody can think for themselves anymore. So what they do is they join Bobby's Instagram. They're like, Bobby said I should work less, and Jimmy said I should not monetize, and Greg said that I should post 10 videos a day. All right. Is there any money? Have any of these 3 people put together any money doing this? Because right now, and I have been talking money for 10 years now, begging people, listen to me, begging people, you have to make money. Okay. Now we have 39 million people unemployed that in February thought everything was just fine. And well, guess what? It's never just fine. You're always at risk. You always need more money. This is what I've been saying for years. So here we are now, people listening to a lot of people. And now here we are with kind of a mess.
So do you think people don't listen to, or they listen to people because they're easy, and maybe they don't listen to guys like you, or maybe listen but are afraid to take risks because they think it's too difficult to do what you do, or what you, or let's say the 10X principle? Do you think it's too, they think it may be too hard for them to accomplish?
I think people are not trained on how to study people. We're not taught how to learn. So we go to school and don't even know how to learn. When we come out of school, we don't even know how to, what's the point of me learning this? How am I going to memorize stuff? I don't even know why I'm learning anything. And then so that when people give me advice, I remember going to the golf course and the guy says, you need to go to the range first. Okay. Look, I went out to the range. I didn't know how to practice on the range, dude. The range didn't get me better. The range got me worse because I didn't even know how to use the range.
Right.
Right. And then I'm like, then I had a coach says, hey, dude, what do you want to get better at? And I was like, dude, I just want to make money when I'm out here. He's like, well, look, don't go to the range. Go to the putting green. Okay. Chip up, learn to putt, chip up and learn to putt. Don't worry about the rest of the game. Okay. Your score will drop. I said, good. That's what I went and did. And my game got better. And once my game got better, then I could start working my game out. Come on in, John. So, you know, when I'm listening to everyone, it is because I have not thought about, number one, what do I want to learn? Okay. 2, do I value all information equally? The world is a sea of content, of symbols. What am I trying to learn? Okay. What exactly am I trying to get from this guy? Okay. 3, does he do this or does he just say this? Now, nobody's ever going to accuse me, ever. I've been accused of a lot of shit, dude. Fucking big mouth, arrogant, cowboy, arrogant. What else did they call me, Johnny?
Show off.
Show off, douchebag, dickhead. What else?
Let's see.
I ain't been called racist this week, but it could happen. Anyway, cheap, selfish, but nobody has ever accused me of doing one thing and saying something else.
Right.
What I tell people to do, I'm doing it myself. And I'm doing it every day. I mean, we have 107 employees here. The payroll is about $1.5 million a month. I got people dragging on me because I let some people go in March. Okay. So people listen to anything, dude.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. And the one thing I talked to Elena and Jared, I had Elena on a couple of weeks ago and had Jared on a week before that. The one thing for you is, I know when you walk through that process, I could see you wearing that. Literally, it was like there was a 2 or 3 week period where I could see you just. I'd say you felt the weight, but the majority of people never never walk in the shoes or sit in the seat that you sit in to have to make those types of decisions.
Yeah, exactly. Again, a good point. Okay. You got people doing videos. They got nothing else to do about me letting people go that have never hired anybody. Dude, they don't even have a job.
Right.
You know, you want to be a boss, write checks.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to be a real boss, manage a payroll of $1.5 million a month and another $1.5 million in the real estate. I got $3 million worth of payroll a month, plus another $4 million in interest. Okay. March 22nd comes. The world's going to get shut down. You don't think I'm scared? Fucking terrified.
Yeah.
I don't know how long it's going to last. I don't know how deep it's going to go. I don't know what's going to happen. I just know I've been busting my ass my whole life to get here. And now it looks like it's getting ready to, it'd be like a tsunami coming, right? You're not going to be scared? Fuck yeah, you're going to be scared, dude. Yeah. I'm scared it's going to be, I'm scared it's going to tear a house down. The house is going to go through my body. Okay. If that doesn't happen, I'm scared it's going to pull me out, drag me out, drown me. I'm scared for my kids. I'm scared for my friends. I'm scared for everybody because we're all being affected in this. Anybody said they're not scared right now, it's crazy. And anybody that didn't take immediate action.
Right.
Again, what did I do? I was the first person to let somebody go. I probably let the first 42 people go in the world.
Yeah, you were quick. It was quick.
38 million people followed me.
Yeah. And again, I just think that speaks to what you talk about all the time when it talks about massive action, taking steps.
Yeah.
Let's move forward.
Ken, just so everybody understands, I'm the one that announced it.
Right.
Okay. Like I showed everybody what I was doing while I was doing it. And so, you know, I did what I had to do. And this is what I told myself when I was a kid. I said, one day I'm gonna make it. And when I do, I'm not gonna close the curtains and not let anybody see what I'm doing. Because that's what I wanted as a kid. I wanted to see what people were doing. I didn't need anybody else to tell me, don't smoke while they picked up a Marlboro.
Right.
Don't drink while they had their martini. I grew up like that.
Yeah.
You know, work hard. Okay, but let me see you work. All our parents told us, work hard. Really? But you don't. Why don't you bring me to work and let me see you work all day? And so show me what you're doing. I was just showing people what we were doing when shit was hitting the fan. Just like I show people what I'm doing when I put together 12,000 people at a conference, or a week ago. A week ago, we said, hey, I want to invite 25 people to my mastermind.
Yep.
People were like, man, I'm zoomed out.
Right.
I'm watching these Zooms and I'm like, I don't want to see another Zoom video. I said, people are starving to go to the beach.
Right.
And I told Jared, let's invite 25 people over here. Well, Sherry's like, well, the city was not going to allow us. They'll allow 25 people. Okay, let's do that. We did a stupid offer. So 23
I jumped on it. I jumped on it quick, man.
Dude, they're $50,000 seats. I sold them for 10 grand. Right. 2 days with me. Here are my offices. Okay. Somebody said, well, people aren't going to get on a plane right now. 25 people will.
Trust me, I just got back from San Diego with a client and actually interviewed Greg Reed at his house from 3 feet from gold. I interviewed Greg on Saturday. I was at his house for about an hour and a half. Trust me, there's a lot of people flying right now, so you're not going to have a problem with that.
But they're never going to report that until the planes are full.
Yeah, it was my plane was probably 3/4 full on the way to LA and San Diego on the way back to Atlanta.
Yeah, were people wearing masks?
Some were. Now Southwestern made us wear some on the way, like on my leg, but on the way back, no, they did not. But yeah, some people were, some people weren't. But I mean, it's nothing like you see. So listen, I know you've got something going on next. Listen, I wanted to take a second. I just wanted to honor you and Elena and just say thanks. There's a lot of people watching this video. We had the privilege and honor last week of doing our first virtual summit, 7 unbelievable communicators. I just wanted to personally say thank you to you because literally the last 6-7 months of my life and the ripple effect from what I picked up at boot camp has been unbelievable. Not just in the influence I have in my real estate company and my coaching company and my Growth Stack Drive and my online stuff. And I just want to say thanks to you and to Elena and to the team for everything that you do. I know a lot of times, like you said about getting out in the rain yesterday and those things, I know sometimes you take a lot of heat. And again, in my heart, I've always believed it's been like when I saw that 2 weeks ago with Michael. When he said that, he said, nah, he didn't say anything. I just made that crap up just to get an edge. As soon as he said that, I thought, well, that's exactly what G does right there. Yeah. He does that just to get an edge. Yeah. But my friend, I just
look, man, look, and people need to like all your setbacks, all the rejection, all the people that told me I couldn't make it, all the people that said you're thinking too big, all that is fuel. You got to learn how to use that as fuel. And it is a little immature, by the way. Okay, Michael Jordan must be an immature person.
Right. I don't know if he's immature. He's got 6 NBA championship rings. You've got $1.9 billion in real estate holdings right now, and you're
Michael got $1 billion without the damn real estate. He is the real estate, right? So I mean, he's Michael Jordan, like, and he's one of the few people that figured out how to leverage an athletic career into a worldwide brand.
The brand, right.
So again, watch what Michael does, not what Michael says. See, that's watch what they did. None of these guys are perfect, by the way.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
I told you
Like
sitting in the wing.
Warren Buffett, you got to be careful when you listen to Warren, because he says one thing and does something else.
Right.
That old man, he's probably the smartest of all of them.
Yeah, he's not going to give you secrets away. Why would he give you secrets away?
Well, he does, but he leaves little. You can't hide that he's buying something,
right?
Or that he's selling something. Like look what he did. He dumped the airlines. That shows me. I've been studying Warren for 30 years. He dumped the airlines. What did he do? He said he would never buy the airlines. Then when they started cash flowing so heavy, he's like, hey, you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and do these now. He didn't plan on the COVID. He knew it decades ago that airlines are just very, very heavy investments. But the cash flow got so good, it was down to 3 airlines. He's like, I'm going to do it. He made the bet. He lost money. He sold it right away, made it public, selling it all, $7 billion. He dumped it, okay, because of one thing. The cash flow was not dependable. And that's the model I use for my real estate, buy cash flow.
Yeah. Well, listen, again, I just want to say huge thanks, man. There's tons of guys, not just listening to you, but there's a lot of people around the world, and you know this already, that are watching what you do. And on behalf of all the licensees, all the people in the mentorship, dude, I just want to say thank you. Thank you to you and Elena for being stand up. Thank you for doing what you do. Tell Johnny, the camera guy, I love him, dude. He's the man.
Yeah, and I'll see you what, in about 20 days, right? You coming down here?
Yep. We'll be there for the mastermind in June. Okay. Man. Super excited.
I think if any of your people want to take advantage of, we got like 2 seats left. It's a stupid deal. I'll never ever do this again. Okay, never happen again. And I just want to be around the right people, man. And you're one of those people, Ken. So thank you so much.
I appreciate it, my friend. Enjoy your day. Tell Johnny, the camera guy, I said hello.
Be great, brother.
See you, buddy. You too. Hey, guys, thanks for joining us today. Listen, tomorrow, I've got a special guest coming on. Spencer Lodge from Dubai is going to be on. Spencer's a phenomenal real estate investment guy. It's going to be a great interview. I'll see you tomorrow at noon Eastern time.